ab, Leute? Max Cameo hier mit einem brandneuen Video. Ich bin hier in Minnesota mit meinem Bruder Tommy Tomahawk.
Tommy Tomahawk coming to you from America, Mendota, Minnewaca, to the Dakota community. We shall well cheapy.
But we have to start doing our more ceremonies, no matter what part of the country we're from. We work together, respect each other, take care of each other. Never turning down people that come for help. Every nationality is given a way to respect and honor Kichwamutu as well as the world. So I'm telling you people, we have a purpose in life. We have to get back to our original teachings. Go out in the woods, talk to the trees, talk to the winds, the commotion of the waves of the water. You will get your messages out there.
Welcome to Mendota, Minnewaca, Dakota community. We're about to have grand entry here. Uchipi means to dance on Mother Earth. It means to give respect for all living things. That's why we're here today, to dance on Mother, to feel the vibration, all the blessings we have coming. And when you run into difficulty in your life, just know that everything changes. The unthinkable can happen, and the floodgates will open. Now's the time. Now's the time to be loud. Now's the time for change. Now's the time to rise. Now's the time for everything. That's good. We are here at our Wachipi, our 26th annual Wachipi. We shall dance before our creator, Anuchimaka. And this beautiful medicine, Shiliji, has given me so much energy and so much just power back. It's everything it says it is. It's right here. This is beautiful. Thank you to the people who brought it. And I want to tell everybody around the world it is so worth it.
Yeah, so this is an alternative. Is the lifestyle, the way you live, what you eat, how you cook your food, and how you maintain your spiritual health.
Oh shit, pull that on. How long have you been doing all that stuff with Sundance and ceremonies and meetings?
More recently in my life, probably about 40 years.
Okay.
And ever since my brothers and I, we quit consuming alcohol way back in the 1980s. Became really kind of like pretty sober about 1985, and we started doing a little bit more work within the community, which led to today. My experience working for the government only assured me that developing spiritually was probably one of the only things we have left to do, and I've assimilated as far as I want to.
Here's the teaching right here, Max, I want to show you. This tree here, you see these bumps right here?
Yeah.
This tree is already to go for another 5 years. That's 5 years right here.
Yes.
Mother Nature is already prepared for the next year every time it comes out. It's really cold over here now. The temperature is going down. About another 2 weeks, these will all be on the ground. And we're alive in medicine. But you look at the top of the corn over there, and you can tell by looking at it from here, it's got about another month left before harvest. Beautiful stuff.
Jo Leute, ich bin hier in Wisconsin von Tommy eingeladen worden zu Al, einem Sundance Chief. Und wir werden heute in die Schwitzhütte gehen. Die Schwitzhütte ist ein ziemlich heiliges und altes Zeremonial der Stämme hier. Ich möchte euch hier mein Buch vorstellen, Von der Straße in den Wald. Meine Entwicklung in den letzten Jahren, was habe ich durchgemacht, was ist mir passiert, warum habe ich mich verändert, was die Natur mir gebracht hat, was die Natur euch bringen kann. Meine ganze Lebensgeschichte, meine Biografie mit Bildern unterlegt, die bisher noch keiner gesehen hat und die meine Geschichte belegen. All das findet ihr in diesem Buch Von der Straße in den Wald. Den Link zum Buch findet ihr hier unten in der Beschreibung. Checkt das aus, Max Cameo, Von der Straße in den Wald. Es ist so ein bisschen so, als ob man wieder in den Urzustand vor seiner Geburt zurückkehrt, weil es da drin sehr heiß ist, Es kann auch körperlich sehr anstrengend werden. Wenn man dann rauskommt in die frische Luft, dann atmet man durch, aber man fühlt sich praktisch wiedergeboren. Früher wurden diese Sweat Lodges mit Fellen abgedeckt. Heutzutage macht man das eher mit Planen. Aber das Grundgerüst, das kann ich euch einmal zeigen. Das Grundgerüst wird immer noch hier aus Holz gebaut. Ja, und das ist eine typische Native American Sweat Lodge.
It's part of our culture, and we're connected to them just like we're connected. We have the trickster there too, the spider, big spider right there.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And we also can, on some of these, we can remove the horns, and we use that for the water. We drink the water and we pour it inside the lodge there. We'll put our pipes, everything down. This is called the Hochilka. That means altar in our language.
Okay.
And this is the gateway to why we're here to pray. All around different regions, we have different ways we do the fires too. And this one here is unique to the way he builds it and how it implodes itself. And it's more efficient because we use less wood that way. We're all here for that common purpose. Is the way to go. I'm gonna light the sage up and give the fire offering to give thanks for this day, beautiful day, for you being here, your wife being here, our bro, everybody. To give thanks for all living things is what we do every day. To be Dakota is to be 100% to whatever you're called to do. To know that whatever it is, that if you give it to the Creator, give it to the universe instead of some unknown thing, they'll answer you back. You know, the animals, everything. You know, you hit deer over here because if you think of them, they answer you. The Creator answers you. The ancestors answer you. You know, you're gonna see some cool things in the ceremony.
There's billions of years of knowledge, and that same stone, your body's made up of the same minerals, so we're kind of related. That's our relative, the Stone Nation, Tumka Oyate.
So Tommy, what is this event that we are going to right now?
This event right now is the Free Leonard Peltier rally to DC. You know, he was accused of killing some federal agents from Wounded Knee, American Indian Movement when we had the takeover, and he's been locked up ever since.
Yeah.
And so he's very elderly and sick, and we want his release. He needs to be out. He's an artist. He's a phenomenal man. He's been in for over 40 years. So we're gathered here today, and also we have some funders among us that help tremendously throughout the communities around the world.
All right.
That are in our presence. And
I see.
right now we're singing American Indian music. Before that was Mexicana.
Mushkazibi. My spirit name is Ondag Crow. I grew up right here in Little Earth community, right over there, Cluster 1. This is American Indian Movement right here, Little Earth.
This is sovereign ground for me personally, so this is a very important area for me. But let me say this to all the Native Americans who are here, especially the young people. I was sitting right there listening to the drums. I'm standing here representing millions and millions of African American people who should go by the name No Name, because America took our names. They took our culture, they took our language, they took away our drum, they took away our dance. The things that I would hope in my heart you never let go, never let them take from you. Your voice, your language, your dance, your drum, that's your culture. Live with it, die with it, never let him have it. He took that from us.
Stay back. Peltier! Peltier! Well, say it louder. When I say Peltier, you say back. Peltier! Peltier! Tanse, Granaskamot, Nanaskamot, Napsis, Nanahiwak, Absis, Rachel D on Thunder. I say hello and welcome and thank you to all of you. Thank you to those of you who have traveled here in this journey that you're taking part in.
Hi, Bonjour, Anin. My name is Michael Fasthorse, member of the Red Lake Band of Ojibwe. I was gonna give you guys a tour around of our homeland here and show you a little bit what it's like here on the Red Lake Nation. This building right here, this one is the Red Lake Nation Tribal College. Tribal colleges have been popping up a lot, you know, in communities to, you know, better serve the people who might have a hard time getting off the reservation to, you know, other colleges or stuff.
Bonjour, welcome. Und Bonjour auf der Sprache der Ojibwe heißt sowas wie willkommen.
No, put it upside down. Yeah. This used to be our casino before we had that one out there. Our casino was in here.
Yeah.
And it was way smaller than what it is now. But
Yeah. Guys, can you give a little explanation of what the 4 directions and the colors and everything, what that means?
The 4 directions that you see behind us represent a few things. We use those certain colors during certain ceremonies like burials and things like that, and sun dances and other ceremonies. The directions have a different meaning. So these directions in our way of life is that we're all together as one big, and you see like the planet in the middle.
Yeah.
And all the children around here took that and put their handprints on because we come from many walks of life.
it's used by a lot of tribes, and you know, like he mentioned the directions. There's the 4 seasons, you know, the 4 stages of life. You know, infancy, you know, to preteen, adult, you know, and elder. You know, so it represents a lot. The people, you know, the red people, you know, the black people, you know, white people, and the yellow people, Asia, you know, Europe, Africa, you know, and the indigenous people.
So Leute, jetzt sind wir hier zu einem Restaurant gekommen und wir haben noch jemanden dabei. Hier ist Val. Say hello to
Hello.
the German viewers. And maybe you would like to introduce yourself.
My name is Valerie Cash. I am Michael's significant other. I'm from the Lake Band of Ojibwe. And yeah.
Cool. Ja, und wir werden jetzt ein bisschen hier essen gehen. Ich bin gespannt. Jo, jetzt sind wir hier drin und ich glaube, das war einfach früher ein Haus, woraus ein Restaurant gemacht wurde. Und wir chillen hier mit allen Leuten. Und es ist sehr cool. Das Essen soll wirklich sehr gut sein, weil das alles hier in der Küche frisch gemacht wird. Eine sehr wichtige Praktik ist es, bevor man zum aktiven Essen übergeht, sich dafür zu bedanken, dass man Essen hat, dass man an alle Relations, alle Verbindungen, die man zu Menschen und Dingen hat, die man kennt, aber auch nicht kennt, dass man an sie denkt und dass man ihnen dieses Essen widmet. Deswegen sind Riley und ich mit einer Opfergabe, die jeder von uns von seinem Teller auf eine Platte gelegt hat, nach draußen an einen Baum gegangen und haben dort die Opfergabe niedergelegt. Und erst dann haben wir angefangen, Essen selbst zu uns zu nehmen. So, yeah, maybe you could explain, because you can, on the res you can see like several of those papers appear where they are looking for people.
It's a, you know, sometimes a pretty common thing in native communities. You know, I don't want to, you know, say it's like a lack of, you know, total police, you know, the lack of their searching. You know, or they don't, you know, take it serious right away, and then until it's too late, you know, and then the person is long gone. You know, a lot of that could be solved if people would, you know, come forward, not being scared or you know, fear of retaliation or anything like that. Or, but it's a sad story that people, you know, are you know, with so much life ahead of them and they're stolen, and it's hard on the families, and
Yeah.
especially when you get no answers, or you know, or you know, you feel the police ain't doing is what they could be doing. You know, it's like, you know, somebody knows something, you know, but it's probably gonna take until somebody finally comes forward.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's sad, and it happened, and it's it's not only in this community, it happens in all,
Yeah.
like in all the communities. There's so many people that have been missing for years. You know?
Yeah. How many tribal members actually live on the reservation?
And like the best estimate that I have is about I would say anywhere from 6,000 to 7,000 live here. But I think like our enrollment, like just recently our enrollment is somewhere around the 15 and 16,000.
Yeah. So people that live off the reservation but are still tribal members.
Yes, yes, and they live, you know, in Minneapolis and like in all 50 states. So now we're on our way towards Panema. It's the most traditional community on our reservation. I'm guessing just because of its location, you know, where it's situated in between the two lakes, you know, there's not a lot of access to it. This particular area here was Battle River. Before the Ojibwe were here, there was the Dakota. They fought over the land, and the Ojibwe, I guess, wanted, you know, shot a deal, you know, live here, and the Dakota didn't want to, and so they were like, well, let's fight for it. And I'm Ojibwe and I'm Dakota, so I'm speaking for, you know, on both sides of it, you know. Like,
You're speaking just about the history, you're not choosing sides.
Yeah, because I can't, you know. The Ojibwe, you know, ended up pushing the Dakota west, but, you know, but also on the other hand, the Ojibwe had advanced firearms because of the fur trade, and you know, and they were, you know, they had the French on their side, you know, they had, you know, French artillery and stuff, guns and stuff. So, but yeah, that was, you know, so a lot of that happened, you know, right around in this area. So, you know, and even before the Dakota, you know, obviously there was other tribe, you know, other indigenous groups that were here before that, even, you know.
Yeah.
We're only talking about, you know, 300 years.
Yeah.
You know, so there was somebody here before them even. You know, so. We ain't never seen that truck around here before. Let's go check
Okay,
them.
Leute, kann man die Hunde sehen?
Ja.
So, diese Hunde nennt man normalerweise Ras Dog, also Reservation Dogs. Und wenn du die findest, findest du ihn Rudeln. Und die kennen natürlich alle Leute, die hier leben. Das heißt, wenn die ein neues Auto sehen, so wie meins, dann kommen sie natürlich, weil sie denken, sie kriegen bei mir dann was zu fressen. Tommy is feeding the dogs. They won't leave us alone. The whole thing. Wir sind hier in Omena, da wo wir auch mit Fast Force unterwegs waren. Und wir sind heute hier beim Powwow, kommen viele Leute, wunderbare Leute zusammen. Und es ist sehr schön hier zu sein. Powwows gibt es in jeder Native Community einmal im Jahr. Da kommen auch Familienmitglieder, die zum Beispiel nicht im Reservat leben, nach hier draußen. Und grundsätzlich ist es eine ziemlich große Party, wo alle Leute zusammen feiern, zusammen kochen und eine sehr, sehr gute Stimmung herrscht. Und ja, es macht Spaß. Und hier seht ihr den Eingang zu den Powwow Grounds. Da sind die ganzen Leute. Wir haben eine gute Zeit auf jeden Fall. So where are we now, Tommy?
We are in the hood on Lake Street in Minneapolis, in front of the Division of Indian Works. It's a multicultural service building for our people here. And what we're about to show you is 3 different languages that are commonly spoken around here. This language right here, P-Nagigi. That's from the Ho-Chunk Nation That's the common Sioux language. That's how we say thank you for everything. Life is beautiful. Over here is Miigwech. This is Ojibwe, and by the way, the art that goes with each one is indigenous to their form of art. We have this one.
Miigwech.
This here is my language, Lakota, Widamia.
Widamia.
You know, it just depends on how you're saying thank you. So in America, we just say thank you in English. But to see this beautifulness so prominently displayed right here in the hood is really, really awesome because it shows our people that we thank everything and everyone, even though life is not that great sometimes, you know, especially around here. But the things that go on here are sacred, you know, they help our children. They help our relatives. We have funerals here. We have health services, a food shelf. Primarily Indian, but you can be anybody come in. We don't turn nobody down.
All right.
That's the beauty of it. We help everybody.
All right.
Doesn't matter who it is.
Jo Leute, wir sind hier in South Minneapolis in der Hood und hier ist das American Indian Center. Das ist hier seit 40 Jahren und wir machen ein exklusives Interview mit der Frau, die das Ganze führt und dazu nehmen wir euch jetzt mit.
So thank you. Thanks for interviewing me. My name is Mary Lagarde. So I'm actually a member of the White Earth Band of Ojibwe, which is located in northern Minnesota. And I have worked in the urban American Indian community for over 30 years now. You know, a lot of our Native people ended up in the urban areas because of the relocation. And so Minneapolis and St. Paul in this Twin Cities area was one of those relocation sites. And so back in the early 70s, it was from the community. They wanted a cultural center for our people. I grew up in the urban area here in Minneapolis and in northern Minnesota, and I think a lot of my generation, that's probably true, where we were kind of back and forth. So when I graduated from high school, I left and I went to college. A predominantly white Norwegian Lutheran college in Minnesota, and you know, I had never had any family members that went to college. Yeah. So I didn't know. You know, I was a part of, you know, the American Indian community, but you know, when I went to college and just saw, I mean, just that blatant racism, you know, right in your face. I mean, it was a learning experience for me because I had never experienced that. And so it was while I was in college that I decided that, you know, I wanted to work with my people when I was done. I went to an alternative Thanksgiving dinner one time when I was in college, and it was up in Minneapolis, and I had the opportunity to sit with the American Indian Movement. So it was an event by the American Indian Movement. So I was there with them, and it just, I think for me, it was kind of like that, the light bulb went off, you know, and just really wanting to just give back to the community. So once I graduated from college, I started working in Minneapolis, and I've been here ever since. I worked at different roles for Little Earth of United Tribes Housing for about 15 years, and started an early childhood program there and opened a neighborhood early learning center for the community. And then after I left Little Earth, I came to the Minneapolis American Indian Center and started out as the grant writer and have been the executive director for the last, I think going on 11 years now.
Also hier gibt es so einen Markt, bei dem es Essen aus der ganzen Welt gibt. Und ein sehr, sehr bekannter Mensch aus der Native Community, man nennt ihn den Sous-Chef, der hat hier ein Restaurant eröffnet und wir sind sehr gespannt, jetzt da zu essen, weil Tommy hat gesagt, wir können da Buffalo essen. Buffalo. Und ich habe Bock, Buffalo zu essen, deswegen werden wir es ausprobieren.
This specific restaurant is the Indigenous Food Lab Market, which is part of the overarching branch of the Indigenous Food Lab, which is part of Natives nonprofit, which is our executive director is Sean Sherman, who is the owner of Alana.
The Sous-Chef, they call him.
Correct.
Yes. So Leute, dann ist jetzt Zeit für uns hier zu essen. Das hier ist Buffalo. Bison. Let me have my Kevin Costner moment, bro.
We are here with the beautiful sacred tree, the cedar tree. We use this in a lot of different medicines as well. We're gonna we have ceremony tomorrow planned for us, and so we're here to harvest this right now. And right now I'm just giving thanks to the tree for its life and its significance and for giving us the many medicines. And one thing that's very common around here is we'll make cedar tea to drink and things like that. We'll put honey and we'll put maple syrup in it. But also we use this when we pour our water inside our sweat lodge. We'll have cedar tea, we'll have a big pot, and we'll pour it in there. Do this, we can go like this. That's how you harvest it, just like this. You can get bigger branches, but the significance of why things are little like this, we also pack sage and sweetgrass and stuff, and we'll have a bundle like this, and we'll use that for above our doors in our house. We have prayer ties and things we put above our doors. And cedar and sage and sweetgrass and a sema, which is tobacco. The stuff we use around here will all be in a bundle, and we put that in the corners in our house, and that'll protect you from everything. So.
Jo Leute, was geht? Ich wünsche euch einen wunderschönen guten Morgen hier aus der Leech Lake Reservation in Minnesota. Und ich habe hier vor dem Hotel unser Auto geparkt und wir haben so viele nette Menschen in der letzten Zeit kennengelernt, dass unser Auto voller Geschenke ist und die möchte ich euch einmal zeigen. Diese Geschenke dienen dazu, das Auto und unsere Reise und das, was wir machen, zu segnen. Wir haben hier Süßgras, hier haben wir Salbei. Der Salbei ist von Gary und Tommy gepflückt worden. Und das ist natürlich schön, ne? Ich brenne ja selber, auch wenn ich Flut spiele und so, immer Salbei. Ansonsten ist das hier das Cedar Lakes Hotel in der Leech Lake Reservation. Und hier verbringen wir unter anderem unsere Zeit. Ja, die Power für den Tag hole ich mir natürlich mit dem Premium Shilajit von Gaia Foods. Eine kleine Spitze, so groß wie eine Erbse, reicht aus. In lauwarmem Wasser auflösen. Und du kannst die ganze Heilwirkung dieser alten Medizin aus dem Himalaya für dich spüren. Ich nehme es ja schon länger und muss sagen, dass es bei mir insbesondere den Darm reguliert hat. Meine Verdauung, auch mein Reizdarm und mein Energielevel sehr hoch gebracht hat. Also ich fühle mich energetisch viel ausgeglichener. Man sagt ja auch, dass es Hormone reguliert. Vielleicht hat es auch was damit zu tun. Ist auf jeden Fall wirklich ein Top-Produkt, das hier nicht nur in der Werbung integriert ist, sondern was tatsächlich täglich im Einsatz ist. Checkt es auf jeden Fall aus und mit dem Code MAX15 gibt es nochmal 15%.
My name is Curtis Jackson. I come from a family of 6. I was born on the Leech Lake Reservation over in Buffalo, Minnesota. You know, a young kid living on a reservation. You know, we were exposed to a lot of stuff that I guess kids shouldn't be exposed to. The drugs, the alcohol, the domestic abuse. You know, fortunately for me, you know, I stayed away from that stuff for a long time. You know, I didn't get really curious about it until I was about 15. I started drinking. You know, it all started so simple. You know, I wanted to try alcohol. I tried alcohol. Along the way there, you know, I experimented with marijuana. I experimented with cocaine. You know, I experimented with methamphetamines. You know, and really didn't really do much for me. You know, it wasn't my drug of choice, so to speak.
Okay.
You know, I had an uncle. He's since passed away, and like I stated, my twin brother. You know, they both were already addicted to opiates. You know, and they were doing a little bit stronger stuff, the Oxycontins and you know the fentanyl gel patches and you know all that stuff. You know, and I said I wasn't going to get involved with that. You know, and I ended up getting in a car accident down in Duluth. 4 cracked vertebrae in my neck. You know, my arms went numb. You know, I had all kinds of issues that, you know, since then, you know, I've taken care of, you know, the right way. You know, I didn't have to do medicine and stuff, all that. But I started working for the reservation, you know, started being around that stuff more, you know, like Patty had talked about, you know, the drugs and the alcohol are so present here that, you know, that's the only real coping skill that we are taught as youngsters, you know. You're taught not to cry. You're taught not to talk about your feelings. You know, you're taught not to do any of that stuff.
What do you think? Isn't it that it's so hard for people to not just rely on the spiritual and maybe ancient and traditional ways and hold on to it, and then make this switch over to all that like negative things and all the substances? Where's the problem for the people not to hold on like to the spirit, to the traditional ways, and keep the spirit within that?
I think you hit it on the head when you just stated, you know, it's a lack of teaching. It's a lack of, you know, our cultural teachings that we have and we've had for so many years. You know, all that stuff's been muddied for so long, you know, like, you know, sometimes you're getting a different version, you know, as the generations go.
Yeah.
You know, so like even like today, you know, like watching my kids grow up, you know, in today's society is way different from when I grew up. You know, like we had more of the powwows, we had more of like the sweat lodges and all that stuff. You know, and now it's coming back, but it's a different interpretation.
Okay,
you know, it's really different. You know, and then like I talk with my kids often about the 7 teachings that, you know, that I was taught growing up. You know, and that's something that I'm really big on. I do it at my work as well to my clients, to my relatives. You know that. You know, getting back to these 7 simple teachings, you know, it changes everything about your life.
What is the 7?
So there's love, there's truth, there's honor, there's honesty, there's courage, and there's wisdom.
Yeah.
You know, they have an animal for each teaching, but having them, you know, and they break it down.
Yeah,
really,
like I say, that's the essence of life. Yeah. That's what every human being needs, right? Like, why do we still go out there and search this in substances or in chemical stuff while we have it here on first hand and it's already taught, you know?
Yeah, I talk with my kids, you know, because they talk about connection. They talk about that spiritual connection, you know, and so like when I teach them about prayer and meditation, you know, and then when I talk with them about that, I say, you don't necessarily pray for yourself. You know, you want to pray for your relatives because someone's always praying for you. You know, I teach my kids that, you know, and when I ask them about what do you pray for, you know, they tell me, well, I pray for courage, Dad. And I'm like, okay, I said, what does that look like to you? And they're like, well, I want courage. And I'm like, I said, so you're praying for it and you automatically assume that they're just going to give you courage like that. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, no. I said, they're going to give you an opportunity where you can be courageous. I said, there's a huge difference. And I said, that's where that spiritual connection comes. You know, like even right now I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. Because these are the things that I'm trying to instill in my kids. You know, like I said, I got 5 kids. We recently just became foster parents. We took in a foster child, which is 2 months old. You know, we are trying to build a home and an atmosphere, you know, where kids feel safe, you know, where
When you was coming back, was you had the accident, right? So you was still on prescriptive medicaments, or were you already like going to the illegal market to supply yourself?
Well, I was starting to abuse them. I was starting to take more and more just because I wasn't getting that relief, so to speak. So, yeah. You know, and so like
the pain coming back faster and faster.
Yeah, and so I was going through my prescriptions, you know, and I was like finding I was out quicker and whatever, and then I'd have to wait, suffer until my next prescription refill. You know, and that started my 14 years of active addiction.
14
I
years?
lost 14 years of my life to active addiction. You know, I was in and out of jail. My kids were in foster care. I was up for termination. You know, I was getting ready to lose my kids for the rest of my life. You know, so there was a turning point in jail. Somebody had talked to me about wellness court. You know, I tried everything else. I've tried treatment centers through the whole state of Minnesota. You know, east, west, north, south. You know, I went everywhere. You know, I went there multiple times. You know, I think I went to like 14 different treatment. You know, it was like one a year. You know, it was a pattern. You know, jail, treatment, jail, treatment. You know, I went to wellness court. You know, and I spent 22 months in wellness court. 22 months in wellness court. You know, that was the first time ever I didn't have a violation. I didn't have sanction. And since being in recovery, you know, I became a homeowner. I become a foster parent. I become an addiction counselor.
That's what happens to you when you be sober. When you are sober and you have a clear mind, you can experience all that beautiful things, you know. And I think this is the main important thing that people have to learn about life. It's not about the car that you drive. It's not about the money that you have. We all need money to live, to make a living. That's clear, because we live in a modern world and this is our reality. But there is another reality to it, you know. And the other reality is that we already supply everything we need to be happy just within ourselves.
Yeah.
You know? And there is nothing that we need to achieve to make it more beautiful than it just is, right?
An einem weiteren Tag nahmen Tommy uns mit zu Mike Smith. Mike ist einer der wichtigsten Spiritual Advisor für die Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe. Als wir auf dem Weg zu Mike waren, war mir noch nicht bewusst, was für eine große Ehre mir zuteil werden würde. Und zwar hat Mike mich mit einem Ojibwe-Namen beschenkt. Dieser lautet Nuden. Das bedeutet Wind. Und auch hat er eine wichtige Botschaft für uns, die ich euch hier mit auf den Weg geben möchte.
Odoi maganan na we wait station in yo gaskatuan we do kasoan yo the shaganashim das jenesma the suritamawad kaya gaizgagi ketuan yo aske obanaishi izminigo Again, I asked the Creator patiently, giving me permission to speak English, to give these people that travel a long ways to go back and help their people with some of the teachings that they gather as they travel here in America. Before the coming of Columbus, the Lenape people were warned about the coming of the white race people. They will come to this country and destroy everything the Creator has given each nationality. And some of these teachings are here today. But we have to start doing our more ceremonies, no matter what part of the country we're from. Work together. Respect each other. Take care of each other. Never turning down people that come for help. Every nationality was given away to respect and honor Kichimunadu as well as the world. So I'm telling you people, go back home. Tell them we have a purpose in life. We have to get back to our original teachings. Go out in the woods. Talk to the trees. Talk to the winds. The commotion of the waves of the water. You will get your messages out there. So you go back home and ask your people their word for whale in their language. Mm-hmm. And you can name your flute that.
I will do. Yep. Thank you.
Then you have another thing to help you in your travels. What's the Newton? The colors.
Yep. Jetzt haben wir hier ein bisschen Leech Lake durch die etwas wilderen Straßen. Weil es gibt hier verschiedene Zubringer, um zum See zu kommen. Der See ist ja riesig, das kann man sich in deutschen Verhältnissen irgendwie gar nicht vorstellen. Aber das sind auch die Straßen, die die Leute fahren, wenn sie zum Beispiel rausfahren, um den wilden Reis zu ernten. Wow, und hier vorne kann man schon was hören. Ich konnte das mit der Kamera nicht rüber, aber kann man sehen, wie riesig der See ist.
Yeah, this plant here is in the willow family. We use a few different kinds of willow in our pipes, what we call chanupa in our language, in the Lakota language, and around here in Ojibwe country we call it apagan. So what we'll do is since it's past harvest, I'm not going to disturb this plant when we snap it off, and then we open it up in the bark here. And once we do that, we kind of scrape back and forth, and we use that and we smoke that in our pipe with our prayers. And the time to harvest this particular plant is when we call our first thunder beans in February after winter gets over. That's when the grandfathers and the earth is telling us it's ready to wake up for springtime. So that's when we do that.
Come down and just hang it up at home, let it dry. So this is a good plan.
Hey everyone, this is Tommy Tomahawk coming to you again live from the deep woods of the Leech Lake Nation, and I brought Max and Marcy and my son Riley here, me out here to see some eagles. We feed them fish over here. And I was hoping when we got here we would receive a gift for Max and for all of us in his journey here. And we did. We found a bald eagle feather right here. And I'm gonna pick this up. And as I pick this up, as you can see, this is a feather of the old. This is a warrior's feather. Put your hand out like this, and I need to present it to you 4 times. And I give this to you on behalf of our Creator and our people. There you go, bro.
Thank you, brother.
And this top piece in the tail here represents a fully mature eagle.
Mm-hmm.
And also being it that it's halfway up, that would be a female eagle, which are very huge. And by the way, in the eagle world, there's 26 species of eagles around the world, and they have spiritual significance to every culture and every race on this whole Mother Earth, Unchimaka, and they're very sacred.
Wir sind jetzt hier in Mendota bei der Mendota Mdewakanton Dakota Community, zu der Tommy gehört, zu der auch ich gehöre, denn ich bin hier ein Ehrenmitglied. Grundsätzlich, um euch ein bisschen zu erklären, was wir hier machen oder was hier passiert. Hier vorne wird das Powwow aufgebaut. Ich zeige euch noch nicht so viel, weil es wirklich gerade erst im Aufbau. Aber dieser Boden, auf dem wir hier stehen, das ist heiliger Boden für die Dakota, denn hier treffen sich die beiden wichtigsten und größten Flüsse, unter anderem der Mississippi. Im Hintergrund sehen wir relativ viele heilige Pflanzen, die hier angebaut wurden. Und dieser ganze Platz besteht im Grunde genommen aus alten Grabestätten, aus alten Zeremonialstätten, die die Dakota für sehr viele Jahre hatten. Als sich die Weißen immer mehr hier angesiedelt haben, haben sie versucht, die Dakota immer mehr zu vertreiben und die Dakota zu christianisieren, weswegen man hier eine oder die älteste Kirche von Minnesota hier hingesetzt hat. Die könnt ihr da vorne sehen. Man hat die Menschen von der Außenwelt abgeschlossen, mit Alkohol abgefüllt, von Essen und anderen wichtigen Sachen weggehalten. Deswegen ist es immer wieder hier zu Aufständen gekommen und einer der bekanntesten Chiefs, der hier einen Aufstand angeführt hat, ist Little Crow, und unsere Auntie Sharon ist in direkter Blutlinie mit Little Crow verwandt. Und weil Little Crow und seine Krieger damals hier den Aufstand gemacht haben, wurden 38 von den Dakota in Fort Snelling, das ist weiter da, zum Tode verurteilt, und das ist die größte Massenhinrichtung bis heute, die in den USA stattgefunden hat. Das mal so kurz zur Geschichte hierüber.
Joey Browner. From the sky to the water to the earth to anything that is existing, we are all one in one being. And for me, when I didn't have support from the psychological world or the physical world in terms of the institutions that's supposed to take care of you, they said no because you didn't have the ways and means to pay for it. This culturally based spirituality of healthcare took care of me. Went through all the lodges, went through the Humboleches, and they accepted me to go through the Sundance Lodge. And that's what my goal was to put myself in a spiritual place to where I was accepted to go inside that sacred circle. And so I went through that. And I went and did it in the Dene experience, which is the Navajos. Went through the Cherokee experience, which is what my background is. The Seminoles, Hawaiian. So I went through all of those. Then the Chinese, all of theirs, the Buddhists, and all of it, and put it together as one being, one spirit, and one spirit, or the key, or Makaba.
You're a part of the drum group too, right?
Yes.
So the drumming, what does it mean to you personally?
It's a part of you, because what is the first thing that happens to you to come into this existence? Your heartbeat. And then when you look at the drum, that's what it's a beat, right? And so for me, that is the language of the vibrations of that music, or that harmony that comes about when that quickening happens. The first thing that happens is that dum, 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 dum.
I believe the Native American people in our country are going to be the people to help salvage what needs to be done, and that's through the spirit and the love of what they have been shunned from all of their life. People don't want to believe it. People don't want to accept them. They are no different than anybody else. And I hope soon that they are given more of their land back. They've taken enough abuse. They don't deserve this. I believe you were sent here for a purpose.
Thank you.
And the purpose is for you to open up your side of the world. Where and who sees this? I want them to know that the Native American people of the United States are very loving, caring, and giving. And most of all, they pray for everyone and everybody. And I hope that whoever sees this embraces it. And I wish they could be here with us at a powwow to feel the energy and the spirit from the drumming. I mean, I got goosebumps right now talking to you. I want to cry. I have tears of love and joy. They give you so much from Mother Earth. Thank you so much for coming to our country. And thank you for taking time for me and
listening to my story.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
That was really beautiful.
Oh, you don't know. I feel like you have been a part of my life that was missing. And now I'm whole to this community.
I love it.
Come down. Thank you, thank you.
Right open the pizza.
I don't know what this is, but... Oh, what? Oh. Wish I wouldn't open them also.
Yeah, now you can be immortalized forever in that picture.
Oh.
Yeah, I got with Steve. Steve showed me some pictures. I was like, send me that.
Uncle Jerry.
Oh, what? Where's that at?
Right here.
Michel Lakoto, Lady Ayuk, the Jackalich at the Stilomaka, Snigap, and the Oka, Snigap, I come in the air by Hemata. I take it Umoship to help to let you hear. Now, Lakotia walk like a little Ochita Kapta. My name is Jerry Dearly. He spoke in your language out there in a foreign way. So you call us foreigners. So although we're original inhabitants of this indigenous place called United States, that don't go very far. But I'm a powwow announcer here, and they asked me to come here, and I just said okay. Otherwise, I would have been in North Dakota right now, but I said okay to the people who asked me here. I've been here once before, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, but this time I'm here again, and we'll be taking care of some powwow thoughts, veterans, and the Eagle staff. We'll be talking about that. Dancers will be here. There'll be vendors, as you see, are all over the place. And, I've heard in Germany you guys have a Lakota place where you guys actually live in teepees over there. It's not a stereotype, I heard someplace.
It's more like, to be honest with you, it's more romanticized thing. So we keep us a little away from that and try to stick with the real people, I say. So that's why we come out here with all respect we can give, because I think for one in Germany to put up a teepee, at least once, come here, talk to the people, ask for respect, and then maybe you can take it home if the elders allow you to. So I don't feel like you can make it up just for entertainment, because I think it's a very sacred thing to do. And the indigenous ways that you just mentioned, that we are standing here on the ground of the people the land originally belongs to. So yeah, whoever does that in Germany, I would like to tell all you people, behandelt die Sache mehr mit Respekt und kommt ein bisschen weg von eurem Film. Reist vielleicht mal hier hin, sprecht mit den Leuten, gebt den Elders die Hand, und dann können wir ein bisschen besser verstehen, was die Menschen hier draußen brauchen und wie wir die Menschen supporten können. Und dann können wir es wieder mit nach Deutschland nehmen, so wie wir es in diesem Video machen.
All right.
Right.
Well, enjoy life, and
thank you, Jerry.
Continue recording.
Thank you.
Mitakuyapi, oas chente washtea nepechiu sapido. In the language of the first Minnesotans, that's a greeting, and it means, hello, my relatives. With a good heart, I greet all of you with a handshake. And I appreciate this opportunity to talk a little bit about Dakota people and talk about this community, Brote. First of all, I would like to say the Treaty of 1805, that was our first treaty, first of a dozen treaties that we made with the United States government. I'm talking about the Dakota, Lakota, and Nakota people. We made about a dozen or so treaties with the U.S. government. But the first one was the Treaty of 1805, and it involved about 1,000 acres of land, and most of Minneapolis and St. Paul are located on that land. This is all stolen Dakota land, but it's land involved in the Treaty of 1805, so that's why I'm mentioning that.
Oh yeah, there they go. You know, they don't like you talking about this. That's why they sent the army. Look at that.
Another one, by that time, that they had learned all the tricks they could to cheat, swindle native peoples, because everything was done in their language and their laws, and a lot of our people couldn't read their laws. This is stolen Dakota land. No money was given to the Bidewakantua people, the people of Spirit Lake, dwellers by Spirit Lake. No money was given to them, and the community has to pay the church for using this land, and I do not like that. They should be giving this land back to the Dakota people. The churches contain some of the greatest hypocrites of all. I mean, they talk about love, and having the love of Jesus in their hearts, and talk about forgiveness, and they're big hypocrites. And I think myself, that's one of the greatest hoaxes that has ever been imposed upon the world, on the planet.
For sure, yeah.
So that's kind of based short, you know, what I think of. I don't think very well of them.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because, like, what a lot of people forget, and a lot of the white people forget, that they have been ancient tribes in Europe 2,000, 3,000 years ago, where the Romans used to conquer them and take away their way of life, you know? Like, they was living in good communities and tribal communities, and they had the sacred trees. They was loving Mother Nature. They was getting everything from Mother Nature that they needed for themselves to provide what they needed for a living. And then the Romans came and told them with the book, hey, this is the book. And they were like, well, yeah, here's my axe. Boom, and the guy coming there with the book, he got an X in his forehead. And then they sent another one to the Vikings and the northern tribes, and they sent them back with an X in their head. But then they found out that, okay, how can we fix it? Okay, we got to introduce those people to power and money. And when they did this, they like to play the tribes against each other. The first ones to get along with them, they made them come to their beliefs and their money and their power, and then to conquer the other ones. So the same thing that has been done here by the white people in America has been done to them 1,000 years ago. So I feel for myself that a lot of that hatred they had inside their hearts when they came to the Americas to conquer the people, they put the same evilness that has been put on them in a more evil way on the people here. So for me, when I'm doing this video and when I'm doing all that, I really come here to just get us together and see the common sense and see that we all come from the same ground, Mother Nature, that made us humanity. And if we can forgive each other, and if we can, like I say, have the awareness and have the eyes
to finally recognize the power of the indigenous people and the things that are held until today, we can learn from each other and we can go come to each other and give each other the hands if we overcome the power of what they call religion, power and money. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, that's pretty close. I always refer to the unholy trinity, and that's colonialism, capitalism, and Christianity. The ancient name for St. Paul, the Dakota name, is Imnishaska, and that means white cliffs, and it refers to the white sandstone cliffs that are along the Mississippi River. And if you go on a boat, you can go right by them and see that.
Yeah.
And we'd like to. I would like to see the name Ramsey changed to White Cliffs County, because there's plenty of precedent for it. My own community or county where I live, the name of the ancient name is Peshihuta Zizik Api Makoche, land where the yellow medicine is dug, and the county bears the name Yellow Medicine County. And just 30 miles down the river, Minnesota River, it's Redwood County, and that Chanshayapi Otue, the people who paint the tree red. And that has to do with the sacred tree of the Sundance, where that's painted red before it's elevated, erected up. And so there's plenty of dozens of precedent for that, to do that. It's not a radical idea. It's already been done, naming counties after the Dakota, Dakota name. Damakota, I am a Dakota. Matono by Emakiapi, I am called Tuber. My fire, my Ocheti, is the Wachbetuma, dwellers in the leaves. It's one of the 7 fires of the Dakota Oyate, and anglicized they say Wahpeton, and there's a town in North Dakota called Wahpeton. And my father was a Sissetuan, and my mother was the Wahpeton, and my dad was Sissetuan, which means dwellers by the fish campground. And because I was taught by my mother, she taught me that our identity comes from the mother. So I'm a Wahpeton instead of a Sissetuan, or Wachbetua instead of a Sissetuan. Then I said, Oshpaya Mitawaki Chankago Otita. My clan or kinship unit is the wood house dwellers, and that indicates the woodlands heritage of our people, that we dwell primarily in the woods, but we also, some of our people dwelt on the plains and prairies as well, and had some of the customs and some of the same ceremonies, like Wiwayagwachipi, watching the sun while dancing, or the sun dance, and we did the Hambadecheapi, crying for a vision or vision quest, or the Chandu Hupa, the pipe. All of these things we did as well. So we were kind of embraced both the woods and the prairie as well. So, and then I said I come from Peshihuta Zizik Api Makoche and Naku Hedwati, that I not only come from the Yellow Medicine land of where the Yellow Medicine is dug, but I also live there as well as some of my ancestors lived there.
Cool, Leute. Es ist spät. Wie viele Stunden sind vergangen? 8? 9? Ich habe keine Ahnung. Aber es geht hier immer noch weiter. Wie ihr seht, die Leute haben noch Energie und sie werden noch bis spät in die Nacht tanzen. Und ja, es ist wunderbar, hier dabei zu sein, alles mitzubekommen. Jetzt kann ich ein bisschen näher nochmal für euch gehen. Manche von diesen Tänzern tanzen seitdem der ganze Tanz eröffnet wurde. Ich weiß gar nicht, wie die das energetisch aushalten, aber je länger du tanzt, desto mehr verfällst du auch in so eine Art Trance Und die hält die Energie am Leben. Ich glaube, wenn man so etwas noch nicht erlebt hat, dann weiß man, glaube ich, gar nicht, in was für einen meditativen Status man kommen kann. Wie auch das Mindset sich ändert, sowas durchzuhalten und so lange zu tanzen, ist unglaublich.